Hello everyone, and it is a beautiful sunny day. It's a cold day, but it's a sunny day here in East Tennessee. And I wanted to go over some questions that I received from subscribers about equipment issues. There's a lot of things back here in my sunroom that help me grow back in this room. And I wanted to just kind of show you what I'm talking about as far as heating is concerned, how I keep up with my temperature and humidity, the water that I use, how I check my water, just some specific things that you really need to know if you grow in a specific room, kind of like I do, things that are going to just help you to grow successfully. So let's start with my heat. If you'll notice in my floor, I have heat and air vents that I've placed back in my sunroom. I have central heat and air, and that is my main source of heat. But it doesn't quite keep it warm enough in here for my orchids in the winter. It does a really good job cooling it in the summer, but for the wintertime, I do use some supplemental heat. So let me show you the heater that I use back here. And this is my portable radiator. It's by DeLonghi. I hope I'm saying that right. But I can set it on any temperature that I want to, and it does a really good job with supplemental heat. My sunroom normally stays about 68 to 70 degrees in the winter. I will usually leave the thermostat on around 72, and that helps it to stay a little bit warmer. Let me show you what the controls look like. Here are the controls. You can see that it's set on 72, and let me show you, here's the name brand right here. And I use these through the winter, and they really do help add just some supplemental heat back here. And one of my favorite things that I have back in my grow room is this thermometer and humidity gauge. What this does is the top numbers here show you what's going on outside. These bottom numbers show you the numbers for your room. Now, it is not 70 degrees outside today. I wanted to show you. This is what you place outside. This is the gauge that you place outdoors. And then it tells this gauge, this thermometer, what the readings are outside. So you've got both of them. Very, very useful to know what's going on outside, so you'll know how to gauge what to do with your room on the inside. And here's my ultrasonic humidifier. I really like this humidifier. I usually just use one if the temperatures don't go below about 30 degrees. I have two of them just in case it does, because I don't like for the humidity back here to go below around 35 in the winter. I try to keep it around 35. If it gets very cold, it's hard to keep the humidity at that level in the winter time, but I try to. So this one is by CVS Health, and the thing you have to keep in mind with this one is you have to use distilled or reverse osmosis water in it. You can't use tap water in it, or it just won't work for very long. The minerals will just get built up and your humidifier won't run. And the next important piece of equipment I have back here is my ceiling fan. I turned that off so that you all wouldn't have to watch it spin around and get dizzy. But this stays on low all the time, morning and night, every single day. It helps keep the heat moving throughout the room evenly. It also distributes the humidity from the humidifiers evenly. Another really important piece of equipment that I have is my reverse osmosis filtering system for my water. I can't show that to you because it's underneath my sink, but I highly recommend you use either reverse osmosis water or rainwater with your orchids. Drinking water, There's a lot of minerals that it's added to drinking water now so that it will taste good to humans that are not good for orchids. Those minerals aren't used by orchids, and so you will notice that your orchid roots don't like that water very much. They like it slightly acidic. So many people have asked me, what kind of alternative? I don't have a reverse osmosis triple filtered system for my water. So what else could I use? Before I got my reverse osmosis system, I used just a Brita or a pure canister pitcher. And that does a pretty good job of filtering your water. That's a lot cheaper than going out and buying water as well. You really don't want to use, let's say, distilled water. It's not the right pH level for orchids either. So if getting a reverse osmosis system just isn't practical for you, then a Brita or a pure canister should do just about the same thing, and it's more economical. And speaking of pH and fertilizing, these are extremely helpful to have in your arsenal when you're growing orchids. This is my pH pen that is self-calibrating, and this is my TDS pen. It measures the total dissolved solids in a mixture. So I use these all the time when I'm testing my water and when I'm testing my fertilizer. And I'll be going over that more in the future. But these are by health metric, and I really do like these. And that pretty much finishes up how I have things set up back here in my sunroom. And I just want to say the blessing over you all and your families today. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give to you and your family his peace. You all make it a great day. Thank you so much for your friendship, and we'll see you next time.